Hi, I'm Ali. Today I'm going to read a story called The Frog Prince. Are you ready to listen? Okay, I'm going to read you the story. The Frog Prince. A long time ago, in a place not too far from here, there was a princess who loved to go for walks in the woods. One evening, she came upon a cool spring of crystal blue water. She took out her golden ball and began throwing it into the air and catching it. Suddenly, she threw it too high and it fell right into the water. The princess was upset and began to cry. Alas, I have lost my favorite possession. I would give all my splendid jewels to have it back. As she cried, a frog appeared out of the water. Grant me one wish, and I will retrieve it for you, said the frog. I do not wish for fancy jewelry. I wish to live with you and eat from you on the golden plate and sleep in your warm bed. The princess had an idea. I will let this strange talking frog bring me my ball, and then I will leave him here. So she promised to grant his wish. The frog jumped into the water and soon returned with the ball. The princess was overjoyed. She grabbed the ball and ran back to the castle as fast as she could. The next evening, the princess was sitting down for dinner when she heard a soft knock at the door. Then a voice said to her, "Open the door, my princess dear. Open the door to thy true love here, and in honor of promise to me thou may buy spring so cool in the greenwood shade." The princess ran to the door and opened it. Realizing it was the frog, she closed the door up as quickly as possible. She returned to the table looking quite upset. There is a terrible talking frog at the door," said the princess. "He retrieved my ball from a spring, and in return I promised he could live in here. I never thought he would make it all this way." The king, being an honorable man, replied, "If you made a promise, you should keep it. Let the frog in." The princess opened the door, and the frog hopped up to the door and politely asked the princess to share her golden plate with him. Reluctantly, she did. Once the frog had eaten, he politely asked the princess to take him to her bed to rest. The princess took him and placed him on her pillow. Then he slept all night long. At the first light, the frog awoke, hopped downstairs, and left the castle. "Oh, good," said the princess. "He's gone. I will have to deal him no more." But she was mistaken. For the next night, she heard the same knocking at the door. She opened the door. The frog ate his fill, and he slept upon her pillow all night long. In the morning, as the day before, he simply hopped away. Then the frog came again a third night. As she closed her eyes to sleep, the princess wondered how long she would have to endure this awful routine. And this frog coming in. Can you see this little frog? And this princess says, "Oh, why are you here? I make up stories on here. Oh, why are you here, frog? I'm here, of course." But the next morning, when the princess awoke, the frog had turned into a handsome prince. He explained how a malicious fairy had turned him into a frog, and the curse was to last until a princess let him eat from her plate and sleep in her bed for 3 nights. "You have broken the cruel enchantment. Now my new wish is that we will return to my father's kingdom and you will marry me," the prince proclaimed. After long courtship and becoming the best of friends, the young princess finally replied, "Yes, I will marry you." The two of them lived happily together for the rest of their lives. The end. Well, this ended too short. It's too short. Wait a minute, guys. Guys, I decided I'm going to read another one book. Okay, wait a minute. I never remembered, but have I read 12 Dancing Princesses? I never mind. Oh, yeah, I'm going to read another series, okay? There is another series, another princess series. Wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. I decided this is the Scary Tales Retold. Okay. Cinderella and the Vampire Prince. Are you ready to listen? Okay, I'm going to read you the story. Cinderella and the Vampire Prince. It was a dark and stormy night. At least that's how most scary stories start. And one is the scariest. Deep in the forest lived a girl named Ella. Each night she would rub cinders or ashes from a fireplace on her arms and legs to hide in the dark. Then she would sneak out for adventure. People began calling the girl Cinderella. They would spot her in the night, climbing trees, shouting at the moon, and playing with the forest animals. During the day, Cinderella lived with her evil stepmother and two mean and overly clean stepsisters. Cinderella longed for the day she could leave. She only felt happy when it was dark, but nobody understood her love of the night. One day, a golden envelope was slipped under her door and contained an invitation to a ball at the nearby castle. The prince was looking for a princess. Cinderella had never wanted to marry a princess, but she so wanted to escape her mean stepmother and stepsister. So she thought, maybe I should go. But there was a problem. Unlike her stepsister, Cinderella had nothing to wear to a princess ball. And unlike her stepsister, she had no way to get there. Cinderella sat in a tree and felt sorry for herself. Just then, Cinderella's fairy godfather appeared. Her sweet and gentle fairy godmother was away on a vacation. It had been a stressful year watching over Cinderella. Her fairy godfather was not too kind or trustworthy. What will I wear? Asked Cinderella. Her fairy godmother waved this magic wand and laughed. Cinderella looked down. She was wearing a puffy dress with shiny red designs all over it. Her black sneakers stuck out from the underneath. And how will I get to the ball? Asked Cinderella. Instead of a pumpkin, I will use a blood red tomato. Laughed her fairy godfather. The prince will love it. The night of the ball arrived. Cinderella climbed out her bedroom window and hopped into the tomato carriage. When she arrived at the prince's castle, everyone stared, especially the prince. Who is this beautiful girl? Whispered the guests. Ghosts, mummies, zombies, ghouls, and all sorts of spooky creatures. What great costumes, thought Cinderella, but these weren't costumes. A band of witches began to play music. The prince shuttled over Cinderella and asked for one first dance. They twirled and spun and waltzed around the dance floor. Thank you, said the prince. Then he danced with Cinderella's stepsisters and the other girls. The hands of the clock raced around in dizzying speed. It was almost midnight. It is time, announced the prince. I must choose my princess. The prince carefully took one last sniff of each girl. The stepsister smells like roses. Other girls smell like cinnamon and apple pie. Then he sniffed Cinderella. I pick you, he said. My nose never lies. You will have the tastiest blood. Cinderella shrieked, he's a vampire, and she bolted out of the castle as the clock stopped on midnight. Once our black sneakers fell off on the steep castle stairs. The prince grabbed her sneaker and chased after her. "That blood," he yelled. "That delicious juicy blood. Please don't leave me. I will make you my princess of the night." Cinderella stopped in her tracks. Princess of the night? Just then, Cinderella realized the vampire prince would not be so bad after all. So she married him. And two ruled the night happily ever after. The last page. Ooh, it's really wow. Okay, and today I read two books. Okay, do you remember me? First, we read The Frog Prince first, and next we read Cinderella and the Vampire Prince. Wow. Okay, and now thank you for watching this video, and thank you for listening. Bye.